Hi, today we are doing 8.9 problem solving. Find the whole group using unit fractions. Now, I'm hoping you've already watched the Interactive Student Edition and completed that. If you haven't, go back and do that first. I'm going to walk through the Unlock the Problems from the book, but one of them is very similar to the Interactive Student Edition, and I just want you to see a couple of different ways that you can solve the problems. So the first one we're going to do is this Unlock the Problem that's on page 493. You can follow along in your book, or you can pause the video and try the work on your own first, and then check your work with mine. Do what works best for you. All right, unlock the problem. Cameron has 4 clownfish in his fish tank. 1/3 of the fish in the tank are clownfish. How many fish does Cameron have in his tank? Use a graphic organizer to help you solve the problem. So I didn't put the graphic organizer from the book in there because I want to show you how I solve the problem on my own, but you are welcome to fill in the answers in the book. So because this is a word problem, I'm going to write my cubes over to the side, and I'm going to read it a second time using cubes. Cameron has 4 clownfish in the fish tank. 1/3 of the fish in the fish tank are clownfish. How many fish does Cameron have in his tank? All right, so I circled the numbers in units. I underlined the question. Now I can box in keywords if I see any. Cameron has 4 clownfish in his tank. 1/3 of the fish in the tank are clownfish of the fish. So I'm going to circle or box in the word of. 1/3 of the fish in the tank are clownfish. How many fish does Cameron have in his tank? So this is kind of sounding to me like an all-together question. All together. Oops. So I'm just going to write that word over there even though it's not there and box it in because it sounds to me like this is an all-together question. All right, now I'm going to evaluate. So I'm going to think in my head, I'm going to think about what I know and what I need to find out based on the information they gave me. So I'm picturing Cameron has this fish tank at his house, and there are 4 clownfish swimming around in the tank. And if you don't know what a clownfish is, that's a picture right there. And I know that of those fish, 1/3 of them are clownfish. So what I know, the clownfish, there are 4, and I know that that is 1/3 of the total amount. So what I need to find is what the total amount of fish is. So 4 is 1/3 of what? So I can do that by drawing a picture. I can think, all right, so of my total amount of fish, there are 3 equal groups because I know this total amount is split into thirds. So I'm going to draw 3 groups. Oops. All right. Then what I can do is I know that 4 is 1/3. I know that there are 4 fish in one of the thirds. So this would be my clownfish group right here. Okay, so if 1/3 of my fish are clownfish, I know that 4 of them would be in that group. So if there are 4 in this group, there are 4 in this group, and there are 4 in this group. Maybe this group is goldfish, maybe this one is betas, although hopefully not. And then that would show me how many fish I have all together. So I have 3 groups with 4 in each group, and I end up with 12 all together. So a way to check to make sure this answer is reasonable is by looking at our multiplication and division equations. I have 3 groups with 4 in each, and that equals 12 fish altogether. If you remember when we were doing the word problems and finding a fraction of a whole, we were talking also about having a total number divided by the denominator equals the number in each group. So 12 divided by 3 equals 4. 3 times 4 equals 12. Both of those equations show me that my answer of 12 fish is reasonable. So the total answer, how many fish does Cameron have in his tank, would be 12 fish. And again, because I have so much work, I'm going to make it nice and bold so you can see my answer.